Hello, hi everyone. I hope all of you doing well. We will just start the session. Also, I'll just check if everything is fine. Audio, video, yes, it is. Hello, hi everyone. How are you doing? Hi. ठीक है. So what exactly are we going to do today? See, you must have done a lot of vocabulary sessions before this, right? So attending a vocabulary session is nothing new for you, and maybe you will get to learn some new words, or maybe you'll see some words of the meanings of those words you might already know. The agenda of this class is not really to just randomly practice some 50-60 words, but really that if after this class in future when you learn words on your own, or you attend any other class, how will you quickly remember the words? How will you build your vocabulary when you read difficult passages? The agenda is that. So in today's class, apart from some, I would say, words quizzes which you are going to do, I'm going to teach you techniques, like which all techniques you can implement to learn words quickly. At the same time, see, maybe all techniques may not work for you, but you can figure this out by yourself, which technique is right for you and which technique isn't, right? I'll also tell you, say if you're someone who reads, then maybe this technique is for you. If you're someone whose memory is good, maybe that technique is good, right? So while we go through this class, you will learn a lot of ways you can build your vocabulary faster in the easier way, and of course in between we are going to do some questions. Yes, so hi Saurabh, hi everyone, welcome to class. So let's get started. Right. So what exactly are we going to discuss in today's class? So if you see, I have written the objectives. First of all, role of words. Role of words obviously very important. Majority of us are scared of, I would say, cat passages, reading comprehension, any question, just because it takes a lot of time and effort to just understand the question, let alone finding the correct answer. We struggle in understanding the question itself, and mainly because of words, right? So words are causing a lot of havoc in our life, right? Very troublesome. If we understand just the vocabulary, I think half of our VRC problem will be solved, isn't it? So I feel words are obviously important. If you want VR section a breeze, right? To make anything, not just RC, the entire VR section, it will make easy if only your vocabulary is great. Hello Krish, hi Sneha. Secondly, what all methods? That is something we will see in today's class. There are approximately 5 methods which I am going to teach you. Right? But how many words should we ideally learn? So I feel you should ideally learn 10 new words daily, especially if you think your vocabulary is below average. Right? If you think your vocabulary is average, above average, you have been someone who has been reading novels, newspapers for some time, maybe vocabulary will be decent, then it's fine. But ideally 10 words. How should you learn these 10 words? Should you mug up 10 words with the meaning? Should you read, and then whenever you come across difficult words, that you should write separately? All those things I'll tell you, right? So how many words? I said total number of words, if I say approximately 1000 words you should learn in a year, right? Especially for an aptitude exam. And how should you learn? Just through reading. When you're reading articles, because not every word in dictionary, we will see in articles or passages, there are certain very weird words which can only be used in Shashi Tharoor's like dictionary, or which will only be from those people who speak very good English or use difficult words. But there are certain words which are useful, but we just don't know. So you have to know those 1000 kind of words, and just I would say keep a target of 10 to 15 words approximately. Right? How do we record the words? I'll say definitely make a separate notebook. It is quite important, because whatever you have learned today, you may or may not revise tomorrow. Of course, as a teacher, I'll say, hey, whatever you're learning today, revise it tomorrow. Today, whatever words you will learn in this class, try to watch this video second time so that you will get the revision. But we don't know, I don't know basically who is going to revise or who is not. So at least when you're maintaining a notebook, whenever you get time, you'll go through all those words you have done in last 2, 3, 4 days or maybe a week, isn't it? So you may not just invest some time on daily basis on just vocabulary. You have difficult things to do, you have important things to do, like practicing RC, practicing data interpretation set, right? Some arithmetic algebra questions. So nobody is going to really invest so much time. So make sure you just maintain a notebook where you write the word, its meaning or something, and whenever you get time, you just revisit it, and that's how you revise. Now let's move further with Yeah, like with understanding what all kind of words we need to learn. So what is high frequency words? A lot of people misunderstand high frequency words as very difficult words, the words which are used by Shashi Tharoor. No, high frequency words means words which are used frequently. Maybe we don't use it when we speak, right? But people who speak English regularly, they use those words regularly. So maybe we'll learn these words if we read newspaper, novel, some essays on daily basis, or we'll learn these words like if we listen to people who speak good English, maybe some news, like good news. So high frequency words means useful, good English words, right word at the right place, right? But it's just that because we are not that exposed to those people who speak English regularly, that's why we do not know those words, right? But these are important words. So high frequency words means words which are used frequently. If we read novels, right, those words will be repeated automatically, I would say 3 to 4 times. If you read 5 novels, you will see that word at least 5 to 10 times. High frequency is that, right? So that is quite important for you to learn. What are the pros and cons? Pros, obviously you can use that normally also when you're speaking to someone. It looks good when you use right word at the right place, right? Cons are, so of course, if someone doesn't understand English very well, it may look like a show off, or maybe it will not be useful in your normal life. But again, see, language is something you have to speak according to place, time and person in front of you, isn't it? So that is to each his own, however we like to decide what word I should use when. Okay, now role of words in your exam. So if we clearly see, students, as we have discussed, VRC will become like very easy and breezy if only we can understand the language really well. If we find language extremely easy, but the day we start understanding all the words in reading comprehension, right, as soon as I read a paragraph of the summary or those 4 sentences of parajumble, and 1 minute I know, okay, what is this saying, and now I have to focus on the answer. If that is the case, of course, the VR section is very easy, but we don't understand the question itself just because of vocabulary, just because of difficult language. So I feel vocabulary is quite important. That is why I will make it a practice that we do vocabulary once a week at least. Okay, now I'm giving you a small question. I want to show you something through this question, not the answer actually, but something else, that again why vocabulary is being confused and why it is important for all of us to learn. So I'll give you a minute to solve this question. Yes, students, what's the answer according to you? Okay, her something blank should not be confused with miserliness. What is miserliness? Stingy, right? Stingy, or in Hindi we can call it kanjoos, right? That. As long as I have known her, she has always been willing to assist those who are in need. So someone who doesn't spend a lot of money but can spend to help others who are in need, can you call that person stingy or miserly? Of course not. That means that person is wise with money. That person spends money wisely, smartly. The person is wise or smart with money. Right? Person is not extravagant or spendthrift. It doesn't mean the person is stingy or conjuice or miserly, isn't it? So yes, so her stinginess same, stingy, miserly same, wrong, right? Diffidence is opposite of confidence. I say this way you can remember this word. So I'm a confident person, I'm a diffident person. Means I'm a shy, I'm a timid kind of person, reserved kind of person. Yes, very good, Saurabh. Frugality means someone who is smart with money. Someone who doesn't spend a lot of money but not stingy also. Someone who is very smart with money, or in simple words we can call this person economical. Economical. Right, reasonable with money, economical, that. Illiberal means obviously not very open-minded, very conservative, so this does not make sense. So now what happens? Why are we doing this question? Sometimes as soon as we don't understand a word, we quickly Google it. Okay, what's the meaning? And Google will give you some 5 to 6 meanings, and I have seen students getting confused. Okay, this meaning, this means this also, this means that also. That means I can use it in this way also. No, every word has a certain meaning. Here when we are discussing these 3 words, understand this: frugality, stinginess, miserly. Are you getting this? If you Google them, they will give you almost the same meaning. That someone who doesn't spend money, but actually it's different. Frugality is a positive word, someone who is smart with money, where stingy is negative, right? Miserly is negative. So there is difference, right? Economical is positive. Are you getting this? So depending on the context, you decide the word. Just not because 2 words are almost similar in meaning that you can use any word at any point of time. I hope you understood the point I am trying to convey through this question. Now let's move to next part. So now what are the methods to build vocabulary? So first is context, which is my favorite, right? I have learned all the words in my life at least mainly through context. Like when I was in school, like when I did not understand the language very well, dictionary was the thing I started with. Like whenever I didn't understand anything, I'll open up the dictionary, and maybe I'll open up the dictionary 10 times in a day. But then after some time it got better. Context was something I have built my vocabulary on, right, rather than any other technique. So if you ask me, I'll say this. In fact, I would say the reason I became verbal faculty, because someone even selected me in the first place. Okay, maybe we can trust her, like you know that, because I took my CAT exam after I became the faculty, not before that. So someone just like trusted me based on the test they have taken. And generally, I used to perform well in vocabulary only, and I build up my vocabulary only on the context. So what is context? Context is when you read a lot and you just understand words while reading the sentence, right? Of course, sometimes we don't understand and we have to look up the dictionary, but then once your vocabulary is average, above average, you don't have to again open up the dictionary. You automatically understand the words if you read a lot. So context means through the sentence, through the reading. So if I'm reading a paragraph and the entire paragraph is negative, and then there is a word I don't understand, somehow I know this word is negative, isn't it? Somehow at least this much I know. So context helps you a lot. I feel this is the best way. So in context, what happens? You're learning that word in a sentence. So you understand the usage also at the same time, not just the synonym or antonym. But if you do not know how to use it, what's the point? Isn't it? So you know the usage, so chances are you'll remember that word for the longer time. Rather than if you just know, okay, this is the meaning, that is the meaning, synonym, antonym, you will forget that way. Second very good way to learn words, roots or etymology. So not every word actually, most of the words will have some roots, and then based on that, if you just learn one root, you can actually know the meaning of 10, 15, 20 words maybe, right? So we'll do examples of all these techniques to help you understand better. What is mnemonics? Mnemonics is to understand word through picturization, or you remember the word with a person. For example, if I say taciturn, right? For example, so what is taciturn? Maybe taciturn is a person who speaks less, who was always silent. Okay, fine. But then you may forget the word. So if I say maybe our Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, like who is not anymore, but he used to be taciturn. He was a man of few words, who used to speak very less, and maybe some of us, we are very reserved, right? So we'll speak less. So we'll say, okay, I'm a taciturn person. Means I don't speak much. I'm a person of few words. So if I'll give you example of a person, famous person, maybe you will remember the word. Are you getting this? I'll give you more examples, of course, but this is just to start that what all things are we doing. Then connotation. What happens in exam? While we are see, right now I'll do few words, I'll tell you how to build the vocabulary, but still it can happen in exam that you are solving a question and you do not know the word, isn't it? This will still happen. You have never heard that word, neither you have done so many classes, and still this is a new word for you. Then what do you do? How do you solve? So at least while reading that sentence or while reading that word, if you get the hint of if this word is positive, negative, or maybe just neutral, and sometimes that just helps you in eliminating or keeping up the option, isn't it? So if you do not know the meaning of the word, at least connotation is something which helps us in tiebreakers or at least process of elimination. So for that reason we should be reading no matter what. Word groups is what? So rather than learning 10 words randomly, it's better, see, आपने 10 words याद किए, and what if you do, you of course you'll not remember 5 of them if you do not revise. So what if you just pick up a certain word, a specific word, you remember 3 synonyms, 3 antonyms today, 3 antonyms, 3 synonyms. So total how many words? 7 words you're learning. Similarly, second word, 3 synonyms, 3 antonyms. So approximately 10 to 14 or 12 to 14 words you're learning, but since all the words are related, chances are you'll remember them for the longer time. Is it at least till exam for sure? So these are the few ways. Now let us take a look at few examples to understand these techniques better. How do we implement actually when we come across such things? I'll just read this one comment first. We say my vocabulary is average above. I don't have any data supporting. On what basis can I say? Okay, so see, when you say my vocabulary is average above average, I'll tell you how do you figure that out. Say if you're reading an editorial, or if you're reading for example a novel, say editorial, novel is quite lengthy, editorial, if after every third or fourth line you have to say open up the dictionary, or you might have to read most of the lines twice, that means your vocabulary is below average. If you have to maybe look up the dictionary or Google 1 or 2 words while reading the article, that means your vocabulary is average, right? We will never know all the words on this earth. If you have to maybe not regularly, you're reading 3 articles, and out of 3 articles maybe you looked up in dictionary 1 word, that means your vocabulary is above average. Are you getting this? So if you're comfortable reading, you don't have to reread any sentence, no matter how difficult the language is. Maybe 1 word you may not understand, but most of it you understand. That means your vocabulary is good. Yeah. Okay. Now let's move to context, right? How do we figure out the context? So when we read a book, magazine, novel, newspaper, editorial, anything, there are certain words which you just don't know the meaning, but you will just figure that out by reading the sentence. Let's say we will take this sentence. So if I ask you the word, I'll just go back. If I ask you the meaning of the word listless, please students tell me the meaning of the word listless. I say randomly I'm asking, right? I'm asking you what is listless. Tell me. So you'll say maybe, if someone doesn't know, they will say maybe someone who doesn't have a list, or who is clueless, isn't it? Who doesn't have a clue what's happening, something like that. If you do not know the meaning, I mean, if you know, then you know. But if I give you this sentence, it is quite easy for you to figure out the meaning of listless. I'll give you a minute to read this sentence. Yeah, so he had just recovered from a debilitating illness and looked pale and listless. Someone who is just recovered from illness, looking pale, and listless means looking weak, isn't it? Looking sick, unwell, all these things I'll say. So now just from the sentence, you have figured out the meaning by yourself, isn't it? Very good, weak. So this is coming from you, like in the comments. Are you getting this? So sometimes when we just do word synonym, we'll forget the word. That is, I don't think that's the best technique for you to learn words. When you learn words through sentences, you learn the usage and you can figure out the meaning in most cases, right? So debilitating illness is something which makes you weak, which makes you more sick, right? That. Okay. Alright, now you're saying that sometimes it happens and sometimes it not, right? Krish is saying. So debilitating, yes, it looks negative. Very good, Saurabh. Now Krish is saying, see, I'll tell you again. For example, I'll be very frank, I think my vocabulary is average. Why do I think my vocabulary is average? Because before I used to think like my vocabulary is excellent initially when I started. Because whenever I see anything, I'll understand everything. But in last few years, cat passages are getting so difficult that when I read the passages, I think for me, because I've been teaching for so long, most of the passages are fine. But when I still come across economics passages, I have to look up the dictionary, especially in economic words. In economic passages, I mean. If I go through science passages, it's easy breezy for me. If I go through history passages, it's fine for me. But economics passages still comparatively, especially because of some words, is still something I need to do my homework before taking in the class. So for that reason, I say, okay, my vocabulary is average. So that will happen, Krish. We will never know all the words. But generally when you read, do you frequently have to look up the dictionary? If yes, that means we need to work a lot on our vocabulary. If no, okay, maybe it's a certain genre you don't read regularly and that's why you do not know. See, maybe something related to arts. again, arts is something I don't understand much, right? About paintings, for example. So when I read, when somebody is explaining, okay, this painting means that or that, maybe I'll have to read or think something, oh, this is what they mean, because related to arts I have not read many articles. So one or two genres are fine, but normally when you read, if you do not have to look up the dictionary, in most cases the vocabulary is good enough. Okay, all right. All right, now let's move to next thing. So now we are of course not going to read this entire passage, but I'll be just quickly asking you few questions. I'll just hide myself here. I'll just make myself smaller. Okay, so I'll ask you a few questions. For example, students, tell me what is the meaning when you read the sentence here. What is the meaning of taking a toll? Quickly in comments. Yes, costing a person or something, correct. Or, okay, second question is, what is the meaning of refuse here, students? What is the meaning of refuse? If I say I refuse this person, means I said no. Like this person asked me, invited me for the party, for the birthday party, I refused. That means I am not coming. But here, does refuse means saying no or something else? Yes, so no, sorry, but read the sentence. Refuse means to say no, but here it's not that. It's something else. We are saying, if you read the sentence, reducing waste and clearing up pollution cost money. Right? So when you reduce waste, it costs money. Yet it is our quest for wealth that generates so much of the refuse. So refuse means so much of the waste. That my quest for wealth means I need so much money that I am opening up factories over factories over factories, and it is creating so much pollution, it is creating so much, it is like generating so much waste. But of course I want a lot of wealth, so I don't care. Are you getting? So here refuse, it is a quest for wealth that is generating so much of waste. Yes, so here refuse means waste. So sometimes we have to understand the meaning through context only, and that helps. In fact, now I am telling you something because, and this will make a lot of things clear for you for sure. Whether it's a direct vocab question like you get in SNAP, NMAT, CMAT, etc., or whether it's a word you see in reading comprehension, say in CAT exam, whatever, most of the time all these exams are checking just one thing when they are putting difficult words, that is, do you understand words through context? Trust me, it may sound very simple, but if you start understanding words through context, these things will become extremely easy for you. Nobody is checking whether you know the meaning or not. That's why most of the questions are also not very direct. Okay, tell the meaning, synonym or antonym. They will all, even SNAP puts the word in a sentence and then ask you to figure it out. Isn't it? So 90% of the vocab questions directly or indirectly are checking the meaning through context, and not just these MBA exams. If you're planning to prepare for any government exam, banking exam, there also this is happening. So if you understand the words through context, I feel that's the best way to crack like vocab questions in any exam for sure. Alright, now next let's move to next technique, that is root words. So about root words, I was telling you that majority, not all, but majority of the words will have some roots, and if you learn one root, you will learn many words. For example, a root we are doing here is lock, right? So from lock, what all comes to your mind? Like colloquial, circumlocution, eloquence, right? So let's figure out the meaning here. Then soliloquy, obloquy, loquacious, right? Now, okay, one thing let us understand here. So lock, what is lock? If I know the meaning of this root, lock means talk, right? Talking. So means loquacious is someone who talks a lot. Talkative. So see, we may not be doing many other words with this root, But even if we are learning 6 words, if there is 7th new word you come across in future, you know this has something to do with talking. You can figure it out if you see LOC or LOQ in that, isn't it? So the point is, when you learn roots, you learn many words even without encountering them. You can figure it out, and this is something I'll prove in this class itself, right, in the next 5 minutes. Okay, what is colloquial? Anyone? Meaning? I'll just wait for your answer in the comments. So colloquy is basically regular conversation language we use. For example, when we are talking to our friends, we don't actually use grammatically perfect English. Maybe I can say, hey, what you doing, right? Or maybe not doing, D-O-I-N, doing, isn't it? D, hey, what you doing, right? What you doing. Or I can say, somebody will say, okay, how's the weather there? I'll say it's kinda bad, right? It's hot here. So maybe this is not perfect English, but we may talk like this, isn't it? I'm gonna do this. So this is known as colloquial, informal daily language. Circumlocution. What is circumlocution? So circum means circle and locution means talking. So basically talking in roundabout manner, right? Not coming to the point and just saying everything except what you need to say. Right? So circumlocution generally you do when in interviews you don't know the answer and you still have to say something, isn't it? So circumlocution means to talk in roundabout manner. Or maybe in school essays, when we had to write on a topic for 500 words, and if you do not know, like now after 250 words what to write, you'll repeat the same points in different words. That is also circumlocution, right? Did you do that in school essays, that you repeated the same point in like 3 different ways? I have done that. Eloquence. Eloquence is basically fluency. Someone who is very fluent. How would I say who will be fluent? Right? I would say like our Prime Minister is quite eloquent. Like the way you speak, the flow of words and everything is so natural, right? Or many people actually, people who speak very good. So not just fluent in something. Everybody can be fluent in English, but very few people are good speakers. So like the language flows naturally from your mouth. You're good at speaking, you're witty, you're good at answering. Whenever somebody asks you, you know how to talk smartly, tactfully. That is eloquence. Yes, that. What is soliloquy? So soliloquy is solo dialogue. So if somebody is just speaking alone for like 5 to 10 minutes, that is soliloquy. So maybe like when you do some say naughty things, or when you just harass your parents or something, so then your maybe mom or parents will tell you something for 5 to 10 minutes, like will keep ranting for 5 to 10 minutes. That is soliloquy. So maybe you can tell your friends, today, right, I got a soliloquy from my mom, right? She told me this for like 5 minutes straight, like that. So soliloquy is that. Or in movies also you might have seen that a character or a person is speaking for 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight, right? That is a common thing. So that. Obloquy is to criticize, right? Someone, to defame, to criticize, negative word. Alright, got it everyone? So this is general thing that okay, if loquy is talk, other words will have something to do with talking for sure. We may not know the exact meaning, but something to do with talking. So in future now you come across something to do loquy, loquacious, something like that, okay, it means something to do with talking, and you can figure that word, the meaning of that word through sentence. Now as I told you that I'll prove today how you can figure out the meaning of new words by yourself, if you know the roots. So now for next 5 minutes it's your test based on whatever I told you in last 5 minutes, and now I'm waiting for your answers. So for example, Ben means good. Ben, born, all these meaning good. So any word from Ben will have a positive meaning for sure. So benevolent. Anyone, what's the meaning of benevolent? Please tell me. Bene means good. Volition means wish. So someone who is a well-wisher, someone who wishes well for you. Yeah, like me. Benign. Someone is a benign person, someone who is very kind, helpful, nice, like that. So again, positive word. Correct. Then Yes, kindness. Then benefactor, benediction. I'll just show you the words. Right. So, what is benefactor? Factor root means factory. What does factory? Factory produces. Factory gives out goods. So factor actually means to give or to give out. So who is benefactor? Benefactor who does good. So maybe a charitable person. A charitable person gives money, gives out help. That is right, benefactor. Whereas a similar word I'll just write here because it's not written here. Beneficiary. So when you send money to someone through bank, you have to add them as beneficiary and then they will receive it. So ficio means to receive. So anyone who receives good, is beneficiary. So factor gives. So when you're sending the money, you are the benefactor. The person who is receiving your money is beneficiary. You getting this? Yes. Okay. Benediction. Diction obviously means to speak. Bene means good. So what is benediction? So if I am saying good for you, hey, I hope you crack this exam, I hope you go to the best of college, I hope you get the best package, right, during your placement. All these, this is benediction. What am I doing? So benediction means blessing, saying good things for people, right? Fide means faith. So obviously nobody knows us, and that's why during admission we have to give bona fide certificate. Bona fide certificate means either your birth certificate or your 10th 12th certificate to prove, okay, whatever name and age you're telling people, that's right, isn't it? So you have to give some certificate. Bona fide, basically it means in good faith. In good faith as in so that people can trust you, your credentials, everything else. Here's some proof, ID proof, etc. Got it everyone? Here please tell me. So here some words you have discussed. Now in the next slide, all the word, every word you will discuss first. We might go slow because of course I'll wait for your answers. Now next slide, every word will be new, but trust me, if you remember everything what I have told you in this slide, everything, that volo means wish, factor means to give, diction means to speak, then I'm very sure you can figure out every single word in the next slide. Even these words may be new, right? So let's go ahead. Now mal means bad. In previous slide we have done that ben means good, right? Mal means bad. So malicious. What is malicious? Tell me students, malediction. Yeah. What is the meaning of malicious first? Tell me. A malicious person. Is harmful person who wants to harm you, a wicked, bad person. Right? A wicked, bad person. Evil. Correct. Very good, Shubha. An evil person. Okay. Malediction. So in last slide we have learned benediction means blessing, right? So malediction will be what? Opposite of blessing will be what? Right, so in last slide I was telling you, that okay, may you get best college, may you get the best placement. Say someone now comes to troll me, so I'll then get angry and I'll say, hey, like I think you will do no good in your life, just out of irritation. So I am like now saying bad things, right? So yes, so it means curse. Malefactor. So factor means to give. So malefactor will be someone who does bad to others. Now who does bad to others? What kind of person? Yes, everyone. So yes, malicious person. Maybe malicious, a villain. Can I say a villain, criminal? Villain, criminal. Okay. Malignant. Generally, doctors say this tumor is malignant or this tumor is benign. So tumor means just group of cells, group of tissue. So say Hrithik Roshan has 6 fingers. So that sixth finger is what? It's a tissue, isn't it? Or tumor is, so basically that is benign. It's not going to harm him. But sometimes that extra growth can harm you. It becomes malignant tumor. So anything which is harmful to you is this. Malign. To malign someone's reputation means again to harm someone's reputation. Right. Malevolent. Please guess the meaning of this word, everyone. Volo means to wish. So what will be malevolent? Yes, everyone, malevolent is bad wish. So someone who has ill will towards you, who thinks bad for you. Right. And I think frankly speaking, you'll always find some people, you may not know about them, but some people definitely. And as they say, there is a quote that whenever you are in a problem, 99% people don't care, and maybe rest, or maybe 95% people don't care, rest 4% are happy you have the problem, and only 1% might care, and those 1% will be the closest people, or maybe just your family actually. So ill will is something we think it's not there, but quite common. Alright, so this is just life take in between classes. Now let's move to, so see, most of these words you have figured it out by yourself based on the meaning you learned in the previous slide through ben, like benevolent, benign, benefactor, benediction, isn't it? So root words help you this way, that if you know the root, you can figure out the meaning. So maybe there is one extra word I may not have, I may not have written here, but now when you come across that word in life while reading the passage, you will be able to figure out the meaning. Say, let me take a test. If I ask you the meaning of the word maleficent, what is the meaning of maleficent? Right? Beneficiary or beneficent did in the previous slide. So maleficent will be matlab what? Someone who receives bad. Receives bad means you did bad to me. So I am the receiver. That means I am who? Victim. You are the villain. I am the victim. Correct? So someone who receives bad. Yeah. Okay. Now let's move to next way to learn words. So we have done two ways. One is context, and second was through roots. Now third is mnemonics. I feel mnemonics is quite an interesting way to learn words, especially when you start learning words. So mnemonics is for people, I'll be very frank, if you think your vocabulary is below average, very weak, then mnemonics is something you should get started with, right? But if your vocabulary is average, I don't think mnemonics is going to work for you. Maybe you'll get confused. So mnemonics is for people who just get started, because mnemonics is used at least in school, primary schools, in LKG, UKG, 1 to 5th, through pictures. Teacher try to help students learn the words, but it doesn't work for people like once they are in college or something. So but I'll still tell you what is the way to learn words in mnemonics. So in mnemonics, you basically associate a word with a person, place, thing, situation, and then remember the word, right? For example, servile. What comes to your mind when I say this person is quite servile by nature. So what comes to your mind? Maybe someone is servant like. Isn't servant like means what? Means a yes man, always saying yes, always people pleasing unnecessarily. Right? So servile means yes, someone who is extremely obedient. You don't have to be that obedient, but you're too obedient, too like a lot of, you just say yes to everyone. So servile means servant like. That's how you can remember. If I directly tell you servile means too obedient, you may not even remember the word, isn't it? Or let me give you one more example. If I say the word Kindle, what does that mean? So maybe you'll say Kindle is a gadget in which we read some books, we can download soft copy and we can read books, of course. But still, what is Kindle? Isn't it? Like what is the meaning of this word? So Kindle, if I tell you Kindle means to light something. Like maybe let's kindle our brains through these classes, to enlighten us, to light or to enlighten. Okay, fine, we've understood, ma'am. But what if this word comes in your exam after 6 months and you don't remember the word? You'll say, hey, I've done this word, but what was the meaning? Right? You may forget the word because I just told you the meaning. But if I say, kindle the candle. So now I have associated the word with candle, and now there are higher chances you will for sure remember this word till exam. You getting this? So when you associate a word with a person, place, thing, situation, chances are you will remember them for a longer time. But again, not always. Okay. Now second word we'll do is fractious. Right? What is fractious? So again, what will come to your mind? Friction. Fractious actually means someone who picks up fighting very quickly, right? Someone who fights with everyone, someone very argumentative in nature. But again, how do we remember? So friction, there's a friction between me and my best friend right now going on. Friction going on means there's some fight, disagreement going on. So fractious is someone who picks up fight easily, someone is very argumentative, quarrelsome, right? Bellicose, belligerent, etc., etc. Yeah, so I hope you got the point. So again, this is a very simple example because these are obviously simple words, but again, just to help you, say if someone, a student, a 5th class student or a 3rd class student doesn't know the meaning of accept or accept, how do I explain? Even if I tell them the meaning, okay, accept means I accept your gift, or everybody accepted my gift except you. Still, I don't think everybody will remember just listening to these 2 sentences, isn't it? But if I show them these pictures, then they will definitely understand the meaning of these 2 words. So mnemonics is useful for people who think their vocabulary is below average, who are just starting. Then it's the best way rather than reading. Reading will be very boring for you because you will end up opening dictionary after every 2 sentences. You start with mnemonics. But if you think your vocabulary is average, above average, then context is the best way for you to learn your vocabulary. Yeah. All right. So let's maybe see one more word. So laconic. Laconic is again a person of few words, someone who speaks very less, right? Not unnecessary, someone who is reserved. How do I remember? So this lady is saying a lot, like blah blah, I don't know what all, and then he says yes dear. So Larry's laconic response often instigate verbose monologue. So from just this sentence and this picturization, I can learn 2 views. So verbose monologues means this is monologue, right? The one person is saying a lot. So verbose means extremely talkative, using too many words, right? Extremely talkative or using too many words. Whereas laconic is just answering in least number of words, using 1 or 2 words in everything. Okay, yes, okay, no. But I feel personally sometimes being laconic at wrong time is rude, isn't it? Then you have to answer properly. Like especially interviews. If your interviewer is asking you a few questions, and for everything if you answer in yes, no, or maybe just one sentence, like is it sensible? It is not. Isn't it? So this picture I don't think depicts the right thing, but I just got this one, so I'm showing you. And laconic is not always bichara, like laconic is sometimes rude as well. If you need to be explanatory, but you're not explaining yourself. Okay. Now 4th way to learn word is connotation. What is connotation? Again, you just feel maybe this word is positive, negative, or neutral, and that helps you figure out the meaning, as well as sometimes in process of elimination. Okay, I know in this blank negative word will come, this word sounds positive, I don't know the meaning, but at least this is not the answer. So when you're down to just 2 words, it is easier for you to come to the correct answer, right? So say all these words, if you see, have similar suffixes, Pathy, right? What is pathos? Pathos means emotions or feeling. But what kind of feeling? I can have good feeling for something, I can have bad feeling, I can be hating someone, I can be disliking someone, I don't care maybe about some people. So all these are different emotions and feelings. So sympathy, empathy, apathy, antipathy are very different words. For example, antipathy, you know, is a negative word, right? You know for sure is a negative word. So antipathy means people who have hatred towards others. So for example, abhi ek recent that event happened, that attack in Kashmir. So I can very clearly say terrorists have antipathy towards, like, you know, other human beings, because a normal human being can never kill other people. So only because you hate particular people from different country or whatever, you're antipathetic towards people, and that's why you are that hurtful or that aggressive towards other people, isn't it? So antipathy. So maybe I can say I have maybe antipathy towards people who are not nice to animals. You know, like I feel like fighting with them when people are not nice to animals, like that. So antipathy means you're hating some people, for example. Apathy. Apathy means neutral, like neutral or indifferent actually. You don't care. You don't care. Right? So maybe you'll say, ma'am, but there's so many verbal faculties, and like, you know, maybe we follow you but my friends follow someone else, and I'll say I'm indifferent to that, like I'm okay. Like you always attract your tribe, isn't it? I can never be, as a person, as a teacher, as a whoever, can never be perfect for everyone, but I need to see, okay, even if 90% people like me, it's more than enough for me. Yeah, so like that. So apathy means you're just indifferent, or you're okayish, like okay, whatever, right? So indifferent. Or maybe the weather. What's the weather outside? So I'll say I don't know, I don't care, I'm taking the class, right? I'm feeling normal, so even if it's raining outside, I don't have to go out, so I'm indifferent currently to the outside weather. What is the difference between sympathy, empathy? Can anyone tell me? I'll wait for 2 minutes in the comments. Okay, Shubha is saying, wouldn't it mean to curse as well? Which word? Sorry, Shubha, I just read the comment. In the previous, in that, yes, it can mean curse as well. I think mal, in mal you're saying. Yes. So sympathy and empathy. Sympathy means to understand someone, to understand, right? You're going through a problem and you understand. Like you can, very frankly, you can share and discuss only as much with your teachers, where you think, okay, maybe they will understand, but not everything. And that is why there's a platform called Reddit, where students really understand other students. Maybe a teacher or a parent will not understand that much, and that's why you share your things there. Right? So there on Reddit, everybody, at least most of the people, are empathetic towards each other. So empathy means to be in someone's shoes, to be in someone's or in others' shoes. Like you know how it feels to take an exam, say, and not crack it or clear it in first attempt, right? And again you have to take second attempt. It's heartbreaking. So how a student will feel for the other student is no match how a parent or teacher will feel. Not that we have not gone through that phase, obviously we have, but it's been some time, so we know, okay, these things get better, isn't it? These things only make us better, and there are better things ahead in life. We know that for sure, isn't it? But when it is actually happening to you, only your fellow student, your friend will understand better than a teacher or a parent, obviously. So empathy means to be in someone's shoes. You exactly know what the person is feeling, whereas maybe when you're down and about and everything, right, we will understand, we will sympathize with you. Okay, it feels bad, but how bad does it feel? How heartbreaking it is? I feel maybe a friend who is going through the same thing will understand better. Correct? Alright, so I think you got the idea. So sometimes just reading the word gives us some connotation, some feeling to it, and then that can help us figure out. So here I am just taking a quick quiz, and in comments I need just P and N. P means positive, N means negative, and quickly tell me in comments, students, right, which word you think positive or negative. So tell me elated. Elated is positive or negative? Quickly. Yes, positive, negative. Elated. I am elated, right? If I say I am elated that students do give importance to vocabulary and not just doing RC because that is there. Or I am elated that tomorrow is my birthday. Although it's not, but I say I am very happy that tomorrow is my birthday, for example. So it's a positive word, right? Elated means to feel very happy about something, cheerful about something. Alright, let me ask you another word. Say bereaved. What is bereaved? Is positive or negative? Say we do not know the meaning of the word, but what do you feel? Bereaved. I am bereaved at your loss, right? Okay, I feel bad. So bereaved is negative. Negative. Jocular. Jocular. Quickly, students, in comments. Positive or negative? Yes. So we can say Ranveer Singh has a jocular personality, means he's very funny and all. So positive. If someone is funny, it's positive, isn't it? Euphoria. Generally, when you go to concerts or a club, maybe generally there's euphoria. Everybody is enjoying the song, music, and everything. So euphoria is positive. Jocund. So since we have done jocular, we might assume it must be a positive word. Sounds similar to jocular. So yes, it is positive word. It means funniness in you, like being funny. Okay. Glum. What is glum? Like it's a gloomy day today. You know, I have nothing to do. I feel bored. So negative. Glum is sad. Desolate. Right? Desolate means when you're down, you feel desolate. Nobody is there to talk to you, wants to be your friend maybe, and when you're up, everybody wants a piece of you. So desolate means to be alone, not to like not actually alone, to be lonely. When you see you're a standalone person that way. So it's obviously a negative word. Felicity. What is felicity? So we say congratulations and felicitations. So means felicity means celebration. So celebration is obviously positive. Then felicitations is positive. Melancholy. Melancholy. So if I say everybody on YouTube or Instagram, go for some entertainment, isn't it? When we study hard and we need to take some break, we'll open up YouTube and Instagram. So if these education content, which is generally melancholic in nature, right, when somebody puts up, like me and many of the teachers, they don't do as well because they are kind of melancholic in nature. But what do we do to grow in life, isn't it? You always grow in pain. You need to understand, grow in pain is grow in difficulty. You don't grow in parties, isn't it? You grow in difficult conversations, right? When you struggle with something, you understand a topic, anything in life, like, you know, maybe in your school maths was weak, but you studied hard for 1 year, 6 months, and then you got better, and then you felt good. Oh, now my maths is good. So you went through that bad phase. So you can't do it. Education has to be like that. It will never like, you know, be like that. So negative. Gaiety. What is gaiety? Positive. Forlorn. Forlorn is, what do you think? Negative. Again, sad. Regalia. Regale. Regale is positive. Despondent. Right. I feel hopeless. मुझे नहीं लगता मेरा कुछ हो सकता है. Like I don't think I have any future. So I will say negative. Plaintive is again very sad and something. So negative. Anguish, angry, right? So like right now, what's happening in the country, right? People are anguished. Government is anguished. So negative. Correct? Got it, everyone? So here we may not In exam, if we come across these words, we may or may not know the meaning of the word. But can we figure out positive, negative at least? This helps. That helps a lot. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this was a third way, like connotation. If you can figure out the sound of the word, it helps you to some extent. Not. Now fifth is word groups. So in word groups, rather than learning or mugging up 10 random words, it's better you learn 5 to 7 words in a group. For example, today I am going to learn one word funny. So it's synonyms and antonyms. So okay, what are the synonyms for funny? Facetious, jocular, levity, droll, witty, waggish, all these are synonyms. So total I have learned 7 words. I will of course read it again, but now I have learned 7 words. All words are related. So whenever I will come across waggish, I know okay, something to do with funny, right? Or droll, something to do with witty. So all these are related words. So if you learn 7 related words rather than 7 random words, right? So the words in group help you remember them for a longer period of time because you're learning relatable words. Yeah. So one more word, for example, let us see criticize. Criticize, we know it's a negative word. So what all words can be related to it? To censure someone means to criticize someone. To lambast as in again criticize but to scold harshly, किसी को डांटना जोर से. That denounce, rail, right? Denigrate. I'll just move my box from here. Oops, what happened? Give me a minute. So denigrate, all these words means to criticize someone, right? Okay. Now sixth way is secondary meanings. Now no matter what we do, this is the toughest or trickiest part of vocabulary. We will learn, we read, we will learn okay the dictionary meanings or through context, through roots, through mnemonics, through all this. But what if a word has 2 meanings? Like we did initially refuse. I asked you what is the meaning of refuse, right? Initially with the first technique. We first assumed it means to say no. But when we read the sentence, it means waste. Refuse also means waste. Is wastage, isn't it? So a word can have 2 meanings and that's why you have to know that as well. That can get tricky. And again, exam secondary meanings are also checked quite often, students. And for that, read through context, but it's better to maintain a book or a log so that whenever you learn a new word of the word you have already learned, you can add that there. So say with this sentence, appropriate. What is the meaning of appropriate? Like you need to dress appropriately when you go for the interviews. You can't be in your night dress, for example, isn't it? You have to be in formals and everything. You can't be in form. You can't wear a t-shirt in your interviews. So appropriate is that. But is there any other meaning to that? Let me know in this sentence. What is the meaning of second appropriate? This. Oops, kya ho gaya? What is the meaning of this appropriate? Correct, Saurav, right? To seize, to confiscate. So it is appropriate to appropriate the property of an offender. मतलब किसी ने चोरी की है पैसा, somebody has stolen it. So it's okay if police takes that property back, isn't it? So to take back, to confiscate, to seize or to confiscate. To zabt, right? Zabt kar lena, like that. Yes. Right? Seize. This will be the spelling. Yes. Right, that. Okay. The party is qualified. It is appropriate, means it is right. It is right to seize the property of an offender. The party is qualified to support us, but it cannot give a qualified support. So party is qualified means party is eligible. Like you're eligible for CAT exam, you're qualified to give CAT exam. But can you give a qualified interview? Even though you're qualified, you're a graduate. So means what is qualified interview? Means good enough, adequate, right? Adequate or good enough. So of course a party is qualified to support us, but cannot give us the support we need. Maybe it's a smaller party and we need a bigger party for the support. You getting this, everyone? So a word can have two meanings, and for that you need to again read as much as possible. I feel reading helps you with all the ways. I feel out of all the things I've taught you, it's my job, but I still feel reading works the best. Mnemonics is for those people who think the vocabulary is below average. Otherwise, reading is the best way to learn words. Now I'm giving you a list. Maybe you can take a screenshot of this. I'll just hide myself again. Right, yes. So you can take a screenshot of this and just maybe revise this. So this is just for your homework. I have given secondary meanings here, not the primary meanings. Basic meaning, like flag, Indian flag. We know what is flag. But what else? What else? What is the secondary meaning of flag? Decline, to say no also. Or wax, like candle wax, we know. But moon waxes and wanes. So moon increases in size and moon decreases in size. So wane. Wane we say, isn't it? Or say pan. I will be making a pancake on a pan. Or pan India. This particular brand is pan India. Everyone uses it. But pan means also to criticize, isn't it? Or for example, plastic. I know what is plastic. Our toothbrush is made up of plastic. But also someone is very flexible in nature. It's a good thing. So that we can say. Or what else? Right, fleece. Fleece is on jackets. The wool in our jackets we wear in winters. But fleece also means to cheat someone. Right? So these are some secondary meanings. Try to remember them. Students, after the class, please revise. This is your homework. Right? This is, in this I think nothing to explain. Just some meanings are written and you have to try to remember as much as possible. Okay, now a quick quiz of some 10 to 12 questions, and I'll be waiting for your answers now, right? What do you think is the correct answer? So to reiterate, now it's all your job. I am not doing anything. My work is almost done. From here, students need to take some efforts. So reiterate, what's the meaning? Quickly, A, B, C, D. So let me reiterate, it's your job. I am not going to help you with this question. So that means what did I do? Yes, I repeated. Right? So to reiterate means to repeat. So generally teachers should reiterate their point, because whenever we hear anything once for the first time, it's difficult that we remember it. But when we hear anything twice, when teachers reiterate, we understand everything within the class itself. Correct? Yes. Illustrate means example. Deny means to refuse or to say no, and frustrate means all of us are frustrated because we are doing tough things. You're preparing for CAT. I'm trying to build a YouTube channel here, isn't it? So it's too much for us right now. But I hope good days are about to come. All right. Now second question. Emulate. What is the meaning of emulate, everyone? Yes, we generally try to emulate our idols, people we follow, or maybe I would say a lot of people try to emulate famous personalities like Bollywood personalities of cricketers, right? We try to emulate, means we try to behave like them. So, yes, correct. Imitate, to copy someone's style, to copy someone's dressing sense, maybe someone's talking, way of talking, right? Anything. Right? To emulate means to copy or mimic, not to discuss, deny anything. Clear, everyone? So here I didn't get correct answers. Yeah. Consequence. Everyone, what's the correct answer? Yes, answer. Students. Consequence. So whenever you are being lazy or you are being working hard, you need to know the consequences of your actions. Whenever you take an action, you must know the consequence. When you are being lazy, you need to know the consequence of that. When you're not being nice to someone, you need to know the consequence of that. That person can also do the same to you, isn't it? Or if you're lazy, other people are working hard. So consequence means results are not going to be great. So yes, outcome. Right? Indifference, I think we know the meaning of other words. Just let me know if you need, because other words I feel are generally we use serial affect, so I'm not explaining, but let me know if you want. Amalgamate, meaning everyone. Yes, yes. Amalgamate means to mix or unite something. Mix or unite something. Unite, not unit. So B and D are actually quite close. Difficult to frustrate, obviously not. Now how I can't say let us amalgamate tomorrow at 7 p.m. No, we can't like mix into each other. We can gather. We can't mix. But if I say amalgamation of milk and chocolate, amalgamation of milk and chocolate is delicious. Or if I say amalgamation of talent and confidence, or work hard and talent, hard work and the talent is deadly. So I'm saying mix of that, unit. So if you unite two things, when you unite, so D is a better choice than here. All of us will gather tomorrow at 7 p.m. means we'll gather. We are not going to mix, but it actually means amalgamation means mix. Are you getting this? So no, only D is applicable, B is not applicable. When you gather, you're collected. You're not mixing into each other. Amalgamation means mix of something, right? Mix of, if I say amalgamation of talent and hard work, talent and hard work, I don't have to gather. I may be talented but underconfident, or I may be very hardworking but not that talented. But if I have both, the combination will be deadly. So amalgamation is combination rather than gathering. You're getting this, everyone? So D will be the correct answer. B, I would say, is a trap. Cajole. What is cajole? Answer? Quick. So cajole means to convince someone. Convince. So convinces, yes. To persuade, not to threaten. Threaten means to scare someone that, hey, I'll do this to you. If you don't obey me. A scold is obviously negative. Intimidate is same as negative. Threaten, intimidate is same. So obviously to convince someone, to persuade someone that please help me, please do this for me. Correct. Stingy, I think we did this word, but here we are looking for opposite, antonym, not synonym. So exact antonym you have to tell me, not any random word which may be related but not like what do you say, near antonym, not far antonym. Stingy means someone who doesn't spend money. The person can have money but doesn't like to spend as much, isn't it? Doesn't like to spend at all. The person wants to save every single penny. Not like, of course, to each his own, not bad, but stingy is someone who does not spend money. It doesn't mean person doesn't have money, doesn't spend. So someone who spends a lot, like okay, today you got the salary, you spent 80% of it on shopping, for example. You got the pocket money, you went to eat outside. So you are being extravagant, you are being spendthrift, right? आप बिल्कुल पानी की तरह पैसे बहा रहे हो. So basically, as they say, that nature is all about balance. Nothing in excess is good. If you do not spend at all, what's the point of living this life? Of course, discipline with money is important, but you should spend a little. But if you're spending everything, all you have without saving anything, again you're being extreme. So extremes are never good. You have to be a balanced person in life, whether it is in terms of money, in terms of right anything and everything. Okay. Generous, can you say generous? Because generous also person, but no, generous may not be a person who spends money, but generous is someone who is extremely big hearted and helps a lot. The person can help with money, maybe with things. For example, your friend is generous and you tell your friend, hey, I really like your this pencil box. So your friend will say, hey, keep it, I'll buy a new one. So your friend is generous to you. Your friend may not be spending a lot of money, but your friend is really generous, big hearted. You like the pencil box, your friend gave you. Okay, keep it. Like that. So generous is someone who's magnanimous, big hearted, very helpful, magnanimous. Wait, मैंने सही spelling लिखी है? No. Magnanimous, or a big hearted person, very helpful people, right? Like Ratan Tata was a generous person, right? He used to do a lot of charity. Okay, amiable, meaning, sorry, opposite. We are doing opposite now, antonyms. Yes. So amiable is a person who is friendly. Again, please understand, students, being friendly and being friends are two different things, isn't it? How to say? Like you guys are friendly to me. I am friendly to you because we meet every day. But we are not best friends because we have never met. You are friends to your best friends. But you are friendly to your colleagues in office because you speak nicely, you're friendly. So being friendly to someone doesn't mean being actual friends, understand? So yes, amiable means behaving nicely, behaving politely, behaving in a cheerful manner is amiable, right? So if I say someone is amiable, means someone is nice, well behaved. Someone doesn't, that doesn't mean someone is my friend. Okay, so yes, opposite will be revengeful, B, correct, because all other words are positive, right? All right, yes. So let's move to next slide. Circumspect, meaning, so I help you remember these words. How will you remember circumspect if you do not know? So say spect means, spects means to look, and circum means circle. So let me just make it. So let's say this is you, right? This is you, and there is a circle in front of you. And before taking every step, you look around. Then you take a step. Then you look around. Then you look. That means you always look around. That means you're very cautious, very alert as a person, very vigilant, very alert as a person, isn't it? So yes, see, so if someone doesn't know the meaning, that's how you can remember that you always look around and then take a decision, then take a step ahead. So that means you are being like, you are circumspecting all your decisions or actions. Any word I didn't explain? नहीं, बाकी तो ठीक है. Clandestine, we will have a clandestine Zoom meeting this week, and that is something I'll share the link only in our group, nowhere else, not in YouTube. Yes, secret. So we'll have a secret meeting. Correct. secret, not together. Clandestine means to do something secretly. Correct. Stealthily. Despot, meaning ABCD. Yes. So Hitler was a despot. If I say Hitler was a despot, means someone who is very dominating, someone who rules brutally. So yes, correct. Negative word. Fabricate. These days on social media, especially Instagram, everybody is fabricating a story about their life around them, that how great their lives are, etc., etc. So everybody is fabricating stories about their lives, means everybody is making up, inventing. No one's life is perfect. Everyone has good and bad. Isn't everyone's life has good things? Just because they are not showing off on social media, and everybody can have some bad days, isn't it? It's not about what you're showing. So to make up, to invent stories, like when you are unwell, or even if when you're not unwell, you do not want to attend your college, you will just make up, you will just fabricate a reason and tell your teacher that this is why I'm not coming, isn't it? That maybe I'm not well, and maybe you're well and you have plans. So to fabricate means to make up, to cook up a story. Inhibit, meaning, synonym. Yes, to inhibit. What is inhibit? Correct. To restrain, to stop, to prevent. So I would give you an example in the sentence. How can we use it? So to be near around a lot of privileges can inhibit your growth as a person, unless you go through some struggles as in difficult phase. Like right now when you're preparing for an exam, initially obviously you'll find things difficult. But if you do not find things difficult, how will your aptitude will get better? Isn't how will that get better? So if you like to stay around privileges or in a comfort zone, right? Comfort zone will definitely inhibit your growth. And if you're in 20s, especially you need to be outside your comfort zone for sure. Right? Being in comfort zone is absolutely a big no-no from my side. Jubilant. What is the meaning of jubilant? Meaning. To become a stand-up comedian, I think you should have a jubilant personality. Yeah, maybe. To become a stand-up comedian, you need to be jubilant in nature, by nature. So means kind of joyful, happy, so that you can actually crack jokes. Yes, A. It's sorrowful is someone who is sad. I think other words we know. Yes, correct. Okay, what is the meaning? What word will you pick up for this sentence? Yeah. Derived. The medicine is derived, means medicine comes from a tropical plant. Correct. Right. is like silver jubilee. No, that jubilee is different, huh? But you can remember like that. Jubilee means yes, in jubilee we celebrate, we are happy, so we can remember. So good mnemonics like that. Yes, good Vaishnavi. So the medicine comes from. So yes, medicine is derived from a tropical plant. Deprived. Deprived means poor people are generally deprived of even basic rights, isn't it? Like no matter how much we believe the world is beautiful, rosy and all, but when somebody is poor, somebody is down, people are not generally nice to those people, isn't it? They are deprived of even basic rights, which we get very naturally. We enter a mall, we enter a restaurant, nobody asks us. But if a poor person enters, that person will be questioned 10 times. Isn't it? They are deprived of even basic rights. They can enter, if they have the money, they can enter a place, but generally they are asked more questions than other people. So deprived means to have lack of something. Derisive means again to criticize, to belittle someone, to belittle. So generally like these days, what do we say? Like earlier 3 years back, clickbait was working, but now rage bait is working. Only when you belittle, when you put derisive comments, say derisive comments, when you criticize someone, people will watch more. So 3 years back, clickbait was working, but now rage bait is working. Right? If I say reality of I am Ahmedabad, I think more people will watch my video than this vocabulary class. Okay, I will come back to your question, Mayank. Just few questions are remaining, so we'll just finish this. So my co-worker was fired for accessing manager's computer without his consent, means without his permission. You can't check out someone's laptop without their permission. Correct? Yes, very good. Consensus means all of us, earlier I was taking these classes for like few days, I took in the morning 7 a.m. But everybody was not comfortable because people have colleges, people need to prepare for their jobs, like they need to get ready and everything. So people were not that regular. So by consensus, we shifted down, like by a common agreement, everybody agreed, yes, evening will be at, like nobody disagreed actually at that time when I asked, took the polling group. So common agreement that okay, evening will be a better time than morning. So consensus means a common agreement where everyone agrees. Like 10 people, if they're in group, 10 people will agree. It's not like 9 people agreeing and 1 is disagreeing. Like it's a common agreement. Contempt means dislike. Right? Contempt means dislike or hate also in some cases. So you may contempt someone or you dislike someone if those people are say over smart, show off, right? Generally people contempt those people. Okay, this question everyone please answer. Easy question actually, last 2 to 3 ones were quite easy. So idea was good, there were just a few problems with the, so your plan is good, your idea is good, but I don't know if we can implement it. Very good, B, yes, correct. Mayank, Ayush, Pritam, Saurabh, right. Right, implantation is like heart implant, right, all that. Implications means consequences, result, outcome of something is implication. Yes, correct everyone, right. Now coming to Vaishnavi's question, okay, so you can join the group, yes, for idea on RC. At the same time, Mayank's question, best place to practice RC. So Mayank, I'll just recommend you few places for if you're absolutely new to cat preparation, I'll say start with past year questions, and that you will get at many places, right? Means if you just write on Google, many websites give you. If you have already done it, then there are so many good books like Nishit Sinha, for example, Oswald books. Then what is this? Like Arun Sharma. Every coaching center also gives the books, so you can maybe just take those books and then solve. We also in our app upload some study materials. So I personally do not recommend as such books because there's so many free cat level RCs available. Someone spending money, I don't feel that is good because such good like content is available for free. So you just need to be resourceful. There's so many resources. You need to be smart with all the content available. So in almost every app, online platform who are doing helping students with this preparation, everybody is giving out free cat level RCs, right? Not just me. We are also sharing in a group quizzes and uploading in our app, but almost everyone is doing that. Then there is GMAT club. GMAT and cat level RCs are quite close. So in GMAT club also there are like many RCs. It's more than enough for you to practice for next 1 year easily. So I feel these are the best places for you to figure out any online app which teaches this exam. They will definitely give you free RCs. If you're new, start with PYQ. If you're already done some, looking for difficult RCs, then GMAT club. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question. And you can obviously join my group. We don't share RC daily. Whatever topic going on, we share quiz and upload study material related to that topic. But yes, most of the classes are going to be RC, like at least out of 30 days, 15 to 20 days we'll do RC, rest 10 days we'll do verbal ability, vocabulary, etc. So most of the time you'll be getting RC from my side. Okay, this question everyone, please answer. So although always connects contrasting statements, means positive to negative or negative to positive. So if I say although I don't like this place, negative, I don't like this place but I'll have to go there. Or although I love this place, comma, I can't go there every day, I have a busy life. Isn't it? So although it does contain some pioneering means some new or original ideas. Pioneer means someone who is doing something for the first time, right? So pioneering means new, original. So this, it means it refers to book. When you read the entire sentence, it looks like they are talking about a book. So book contains some new ideas, some one or two maybe. One would hardly characterize or call it as new or original, right? Yes. So of course, like what you're suggesting is smart, but one would hardly call your plan, the entire plan, smart. So you need your entire plan, maybe one thing is smart, doesn't mean your entire plan is smart, isn't it? So it does contain some new ideas, some one or two new ideas, but it's not exactly the entire work. Work means entire novel is, book is original or new, with new content, fresh content, correct? Do you know the meaning of other words, students? I'll just ask you directly without explaining myself first. Orthodox, what does that mean? Yes. Can we say conventional? Someone who is narrow-minded, like narrow-minded, someone who is old-fashioned, right? We can say orthodox. What is eccentric? Someone has an eccentric personality. So who is eccentric? A very unique and bizarre kind of personality. For example, who do I say? Like Lady Gaga, maybe I can say, like has an unique or eccentric personality, especially during her songs, like that. Trifling is unnecessary. Like let's not trifle on who is doing what, because comparison wastes a lot of time. Let's see what we can do best, what I can do best, right? With what all steps, things I have in front of me, options I have in front of me. Let me forget how this student is doing better than me, what that person did. Like it doesn't matter. Everyone has their own journey. Orthodox, conventional is quite same. It is quite same. 1 and 5 is quite same. So I'll just do it like this. Okay, this question everyone please answer. Okay, yes. So it was her view that the country's problems had been, like, can we say, had been worsened, like they were not solved, worsened by foreign technocrats, so that to ask for such assistance again, for such help again, would be counterproductive. That means if I'm asking you help again and I feel no, it is going to be a problem, that means if previously you could not solve my problem, that's why now again while asking help I feel it can be counterproductive. That means I'm looking for a negative word here, right? So yes, so exacerbate means to worsen a problem, means you're not of course solving it but you're worsening it. Ameliorate means to improve a problem or to find a solution. So ameliorate and exacerbate are antonyms, please remember this. To ascertain means to ensure, so it does not fit. To diagnose means test, means I was feeling feverish, so I went to doctor and then with test, blood test and all, I am diagnosed with viral fever. So means I have been tested as with viral fever. So it means test. Like I always say, or many teachers always say, that before you start preparing any exam, CAT, GMAT, anything, you always take the full length mock first. We know you are not prepared, but still it's a diagnostic test. It's a diagnosis that where do you stand, how much hard work you need to do, how much serious you need to be, so that you can prepare accordingly. You can prepare smartly rather than preparing everything randomly and working unnecessarily hard. Maybe you don't need to work hard, or maybe you have, isn't it? Or you think you're smart, but now when you take the mock exam you need to work hard because your score is very bad. Or maybe you're very scared when you take the mock exam, your score is good, so you don't have to worry. So taking a diagnostic test before preparing any exam is always wise. People think, no, I'll prepare first, I'll take classes, and then 2 months, 1 month before the exam I'll start testing. That's not at all a wise or smart thing to do. Alright everyone, so I think we are towards the end of the class. This is how you can contact us, right? So you can WhatsApp, right? Telegram channel you can follow, ये अपना Instagram and everything, अपनी app है जहाँ पे we upload daily practice sheets after the class, like related to the topic we do. And yes, right, so you have to go to the free assignments, free material, and there you will find like here, see second free material. If you can see, if anybody is new, it's for them. You can download the PDF. And yes, thank you students. In previous class, last to last class, I gave you some assignment, so I have some talk now. The class is not ended, I have some talk to do still. Give me a second, I'll give you the answer first of all, and then I have to also tell you something. So only I gave you this, that okay, only when you answer I will be giving you, like, you know, the explanation and all. And I think only Krish answered everything with the explanation, right, wrong, whatever, but only Krish, no one else did. And that day so many students attended the class, so it is disappointing. Why? Not for me, please understand students, at the end of the day it's going to be your exam. Now I am not being irresponsible by saying this, okay, it's not my exam, I care. But at the end of the year, November, December, what people will ask me, ma'am, how many results did you get? I'll say, okay, my 5 students got 99 percentile, my 10 students, whatever. But people are going to ask you, isn't it, what percentile did you get? So if you're not ready to work hard, students, ready to do, like, you know, being prompt at all these things, like, don't think, okay, skipping this one thing or two things will, like, you know, will be okay. Nothing is okay. You have to study something. And if you're, say, religiously attending a class, for example this one, do the homework also, so that you don't have to work harder in VRC later. Please understand something. One more thing I'll tell you. So these are the answers I gave you. I think question 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So please ye dekho, questions ko again dekho. Let me know if you have doubt. I think now I'll prefer to explain these in group only and not this was previous to previous class, in group only and not here now, because since one student only answered. So please take some efforts pehle to, like, you know, and then ask me kuch doubt hai to second. Also understand something, students, that you may or may not be taking this seriously, but only 2% people are going to go to top B schools, elite B schools, and it's not easy. It takes a lot of hard work, and not just hard work, it takes a lot of many other things. We can't be just nonchalant, normal, and then get through it, isn't it? You, as I always say, you can do everything, you can do your time pass in everything, but when it comes to studies, no compromises. So if you want to increase my intensity, say, okay, in future, ma'am, let's take 2.5 hour classes, 3 point, or maybe marathons like 8 hour, 9 hour, I'll feel like doing it. if I feel okay, you're also taking the effort, isn't it? Please understand this, that ultimately if I don't get as many results, like at the end of the year, I'll feel bad, but my year is not as such getting wasted. I don't have, right, I will again have to teach next year also the same thing, because I have chosen this career. But in a way, who is not doing this, their year is wasted. So do something properly or don't do it. Understand this. Also, like at the end, accept your family, like your parents. You are a number to this world, right? If you're getting an 80 percentile, if you get a 99 percentile, people will see you in different light. Me too, it's for everyone. Today I have a 20,000 subscriber. I'm teaching the same thing. The day I'll have 1 lakh subscribers, I'll teach the same thing. I'll be the same person, but people will even take my rubbish seriously. I'm teaching the same thing, but people might take whatever I say seriously. So ultimately, please remember, you're a number. Do everything, all the time pass you want to do. But when it comes to growing yourself and becoming a certain number, okay, and I'm Ahmedabad alumni, a 99 percentiler, whatever, isn't a topper, all India rank 2, all these the numbers matter. So work on your numbers, please. And how will you work on numbers? Only by working hard. There is no other way for you. There is no escalator or lift to success. You have to take the stairs. And it's each day which counts, right? You can't, if you're planning you will work hard in last 3 months, it doesn't happen like that, right? There are 2.5 lakh people, and as I say, only 5,000 people are getting into IIMs. Rest 5,000 people are getting into IITs, other non-IIMs, and उसके अलावा फिर सबका भाई अपना अपना है, like you know, then it's luck. Like you start working hard in future, you may have a good life, but you have to get lucky once, and this is your chance, this is your window. So please make sure you do not compromise on your studies. Only this year you have, next 6 months. Correct? So thank you so much everyone. These are the answers. Let me know once you finish it. Ask your doubts in group, and from next time I will expect that you do the homework and do exactly as I say. Please follow all the things I am telling you, so that I can also work harder on you, or all of you people. Yeah. Bye bye everyone.